Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right. So shout out to everybody who is in the building early. It's good to see each and every one of you. If you guys can hear me okay, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me, give me a thumbs down or an angry face. All right. I'm going to shout out everybody that's in the building early. All right. We got Cameron Jones in the building. Shout out to you. We got Jerry Bedford. What's good with it? We got Emperor Rex. What's going on with you? Shout out to Miss Nisi. We got Carlton Way in the building. Shout out to True Essence. We got Antithesis. What's good with it? We got Val Williams. We got DeAndre. Shout out to DeAndre for being a like enforcer. Appreciate you, bro. We got Lloyd Sky 9. Shout out to you. We got Carla Lockhart in the building. Shout out to you, Carla. Shout out to Jesse. What's good with it, Jesse? And we got Katsy in the house. All right. And we got my man Fantizzi in the building. What's good with it, bro? Good to see you. All right. So we're going to talk about this warning that was put out by NATO. All right. My question for you guys is, how many people heard about this warning put out by NATO? If you guys heard about the warning that's been put out by NATO or what it's involving, give me a thumbs up. If you guys have not heard about the warning put out by NATO or what it's involving, then give me a thumbs down. It's involving, you know what I'm saying, something, kind of serious. Could be, a long time away, or it could be tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You never know when it comes to these type of things. You know what I'm saying? However, it's always important to pay attention to these kind of things, especially living in the volatile environment that we live in with all of the just nonsense and just international messiness that we have going on. Shout out to Kevin Smith. What's good with it, bro? Because we've got a ton of international messiness going on. A ton of international messiness, all right? So we're going to talk about it, all right? NATO warns of all-out war with Russia in next 20 years. Most of us will probably be alive in the next 20 years. Hopefully, this report is just fear-mongering. However, if it's not, this is something that people should kind of pay attention to, especially if you're people that, you have a family, you got loved ones. If you don't want to get caught up or caught by surprise by something like this, this is definitely something that you should take heed to. You know what I'm saying? So it says civilians, right? They're directly addressing civilians. Civilians must prepare for all-out war with Russia in the next 20 years. A top NATO military official has warned. All right. I don't know if that's really the best thing. I don't know why that person would have put that out. That probably has some people terrified. Now, here's my question for you guys. If the United States goes to war with Russia tomorrow as part of a NATO military standing or a NATO military alliance, what does that look like for the citizens of the United States? That's what I want you guys to let me know about in the comment section. While armed forces are primed for the outbreak of war, private citizens need to be ready for a conflict that would require wholesale change in their lives, Admiral Robb Bauer said on Thursday. So now my question for you guys is, when they say require wholesale change in their lives, what does that mean? What do they mean when they say wholesale change in their lives? That's kind of wild, isn't it? That's kind of scary. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. If you guys haven't smashed that like button, we got 34 people watching and we got 35 likes. If everybody could bang on that like button and get us to 50, that would be great. What do they mean when they say wholesale change in people's lives? Let me ask you guys this. What percentage of the population do you all think would be able to survive if there was a direct military confrontation between NATO, including the United States, and Russia? Shout out to Patrick. What's good with it, bro? So now here it says large numbers of civilians will need to be mobilized in case of the outbreak of war, and government should put into place systems to manage the process. Now, check this out. Our government can't even manage the border. Our government can't even manage the border. So my question is, if the government can't even manage the border, how do you all think that they would manage the logistics of a war directly at our doorstep? We have to realize it's not a given that we are in peace. And that's why we, which is NATO forces, are preparing for a conflict with Russia. This is some bold stuff to just come out and say. We're just going to blurt this out as Russia's involved in a war, as Israel and Ukraine are involved in a war, as we're on the brink of civil war. Me personally, I might not have said this out loud at the time right now. I probably wouldn't have said anything. Because at some point Putin is probably going to respond somehow. So now let me ask you guys this question. What kind of response do you think that Putin would give to something like this? And shout out to Miss Nisi for the 5 months of membership support. Make sure you guys please show her some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat and some flames for Miss Nisi. Definitely appreciate it. But the discussion is much wider. It is also the industrial base and also the people that have to understand that they play a role. Now, here's the thing. I think that when a lot of people think about these kind of situations and like when they think about war, they don't really think about not having any conveniences. None. You know what I'm saying? All conveniences gone. You feel me? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, again, shout out to Miss Nisi, the first stream sponsor with the $5 super sticker. Again, please make sure you guys show her some love. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat and some flames for her. Definitely appreciate it. But the discussion is much wider. It is also the industrial base and also the people that have to understand that they play a role. Admiral Bauer, a Dutch naval officer who is chairman of NATO's military committee, praised Sweden. Look at this. Praised Sweden for asking all of its citizens to brace for war ahead of the country formally joining the alliance. Stockholm's move, announced earlier this month, has led to a surge in volunteers for the country's civil defense organization and a spike in sales of torches and battery-powered radios. I mean, like, why? Why do you think the sale of torches and battery-powered radios has increased? Now, Russia is getting to where it's pretty close to being completely surrounded by NATO on the western side. Let me ask you guys this. You guys think that they like that? You guys think Russia's happy about that? You guys think that the United States and the other NATO allies know what they're doing? Because they're going to act like they don't know what they're doing, but you know there's a reason for this. It starts there, Admiral Bauer said. The realization is that not everything is plannable and not everything is going to be hunky-dory in the next 20 years. So now here's my question. What do you guys think is going to happen? Some 90,000 NATO troops will next week begin the bloc's largest military exercise since the Cold War. So now here's the question. What's going on that we're not being told about why they're doing this military exercise. There has to be something that's going on that is inspiring this military exercise. So my question to you guys is, what do you think it is that's going on that's inspiring this military exercise? The Steadfast Defender 2024 operation has more than doubled in size since it was announced last year and is explicitly designed to prepare the alliance for a Russian invasion. So what they're preparing for is that they believe that Russia is going to be on the offense trying to invade them. Now, here's my question. Do you guys think that that's likely? If you guys think that that's likely, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think that it's likely, give me a thumbs down. Now that I'm on this channel, this option is up to you guys. If you guys want me to turn on members only, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't want me to turn on members only, give me a thumbs down. You guys let me know. It's up to you guys. This is a democracy for everybody except trolls. So let me know. Thumbs up for members only. Thumbs down for public. If you're not a member, it's real easy. All you got to do is just hit that 99-cent link when the bot puts it into the chat, and you'll be able to chat. But we don't block trolls over here, but they are going to pay to troll. You know what I'm saying? All right. You guys remember that song with Big L? You seen what happened in my last fight, friend? I then. I did. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Yeah, we got an overwhelming amount of thumbs up. We got an overwhelming amount of thumbs up. So if you're not a member and you don't plan on hitting that link, it's all good. Make sure that you guys leave a comment after the stream. All right. But mob rule. All right. So unless he's paying the super chat from here on out, or unless he decides to become a member, we may as well just get that comment a little bit of shine real quick, because that's going to be the last one that we see until we go back on another channel that's not members. But if your comments are that important that they need to be shown, all you got to do is pay 99 cents or super chat to comment. So now here it says Britain has committed around 20,000 soldiers, as well as tanks, artillery, and fighter jets, to the drills taking place across Europe until May. But senior NATO officials are increasingly concerned that the governments and private arms manufacturers are falling behind in preparations on the domestic front. Now, how many people recall, has anybody ever seen that report of what they said about the United States? What was the report that was made about the United States and how the United States would fare in a military confrontation against Russia and China at the same time? Do you guys recall? If you guys recall, let me know what they said in the comment section. Stockpiles of weapons and ammunitions have been drained by the conflict in Ukraine and will take years to replenish at the current rate of production. Meanwhile, Russia has tripled its military expenditure to 40% of the entire national budget, while drastically speeding up manufacturing lines. We need to be readier across the whole spectrum, Admiral Bauer said. You have to have a system in place to find more people if it comes to war, whether it does or not. Then you talk about mobilization, reservists, or conscription. You need to be able to fall back on an industrial base that is able to produce weapons and ammunition fast enough to be able to continue a conflict if you are in it. All right. Western aid to Ukraine has dwindled amid growing public resistance in the United States and European Union. So the United States and Europe are on the same position on this. They're in the same position. They're not feeling all of the military aid to Ukraine. Let me ask you guys a question. How many of you all support all that military aid to Ukraine? I know none of y'all support it, but let's just get it on the books. If you guys support the military aid to Ukraine, give me a thumbs up. If you guys do not support the military aid to Ukraine, give me a thumbs down. Also, the people that want to comment, if you want to comment, you can go to Twitter at Base Reality 2. It'll show up. You know what I'm saying? Or you could go to Facebook, or you can go to Twitch, or you can go to Rumble. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of options. You know what I'm saying? Not the end of the world. Shout out to my man, Jesse Parrish. See? Shout out to Jesse. He over there. You know what I'm saying? The EU has been unable to deliver on its promise to send 1,155mm artillery shells to Kyiv by next month, contributing to a collapse in the rate of fire of Ukrainian artillery. Joe Biden has also been unable to convince Republican leaders to back further spending packages for Ukraine, as they argue that the money should be spent on domestic priorities such as the border instead. Now, here's my question. Do you guys agree with that? I agree with that. If you guys agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree with that, give me a thumbs down. I agree with that. No doubt, bro. I believe that the United States safety, security, and reinvestment should always come before spending money elsewhere. To me, that's just common sense. But, you know, we can look at the way that the government is being ran, and we can look at all of this stuff that's going on, and we can see that it's obvious. It is painfully obvious that common sense is no longer common. It is not a common thing anymore. Common sense is not a common thing anymore. Would you guys agree? Including when it comes to people dealing with domestic issues, when it comes to people dealing with the country. And shout out to you guys for hitting that ×5 combo, man. That's what's good. Shout out to y'all, man. Yeah, I agree with Val. If you guys agree with Val, throw some flames in the chat. Val says, I agree. The money should be spent on securing our borders. It should be spent on securing our borders. It should be spent on reinvesting, upgrading our infrastructure. It should be reinvested into our manufacturing base. It should be reinvested into energy dependence. And I honestly believe that we should reinvest into hybrid energy dependence. We should continue to do low-cost fossil fuels while making advancements to become leaders in green energy. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why both are competing. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? But just how the United States does. The United States works on a system of cannibalizing itself. You know what I'm saying? Which is why we're falling behind in so many areas on the global stage. And Joe Biden is just falling all over the place because he can't walk. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kevin Smith. Make sure you guys show Kevin Smith some love with the $10 super chat. Kevin Smith said, Biden turned the whole world upside down. It just shows you how much power and influence an American president has. Facts. Words of wisdom from Kevin Smith. If you guys agree with Kevin, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree with Kevin, give me a thumbs down. That is absolutely true. Make sure you guys please show him some love and throw some flames and radiation emoji in the chat. Hey, Kevin, I got a question for you. I noticed that you became a member on BLR2, but I never see you comment over there, but I do see you over here. Did you become a member on BLR2 accidentally and you meant to become one over here? Let me know. If you did that, make sure that you subscribe to BLR2 if you're not. You know what I'm saying? If one of the mods could put the link to BLR2 in the chat for Kevin, I'd appreciate it. So now here it says on Thursday, David Cameron warned against 1930s style appeasement of Vladimir Putin and promised Britain would keep supporting Ukraine in the struggle of our generation. Now, this is just dramatics. How is Ukraine the struggle of our generation? How is that the case? Do you all agree with that, or do you all feel that that's just propaganda? The foreign secretary urged Britain's allies not to push for peace talks between Kyiv and Moscow, arguing that unifying behind Ukraine was the best way to end the war. Now, to me, that only works if Ukraine is definitively winning. But the problem is that Ukraine is not definitively winning. The propaganda keeps saying that Ukraine is winning, but the actual indications of what's going on, the fact that the war is still going on and is not going anywhere anytime soon, that kind of tells a different story. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 50 people watching and we got 48 likes. If everybody could take a moment and smash that like button and get us to 60, that'd be great. Yeah, I gotta agree. I gotta agree with Carla. Propaganda. If you guys agree with Carla, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. At the World Economic Forum in Davos, Lord Cameron compared the calls for negotiation to the appeasement of the mustache guy by Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain to the lead up of the Second World War, which is why it's wildly disrespectful to compare people from Russia, in my opinion, to the mustache guy, seeing how the mustache guy actually invaded them and deleted a lot of their people. It's amazing how that can fly out of the mouths of these Western countries to just, to like call the, the president of Russia, the mustache guy, knowing the antagonistic history between Russia and the actual mustache guy, because Russia was one of the countries that was fighting them head on because the mustache guy invaded them, which is it just shows like the dishonest retelling of history that they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's wildly disrespectful. To me, that's just wildly disrespectful, man. That's just wildly disrespectful, man. Like, this is crazy, man. It's crazy the stuff that people allow to just fly out of their mouth like nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it's because they're trying to invoke a reaction. I don't know if it's because they're trying to push propaganda. I just know that it's wild how bold people are. And it's usually people like here in the West, people from the United States, right-wing conservatives. You know what I'm saying? These people that pride themselves on being like assholes that just come and blurt out just ridiculous claims about people's cultures and think that they should just be able to get away with it. Like, it's crazy to me. Yeah, I gotta agree. Shout out to DeAndre. Now, DeAndre says, because if you want people in the West to not like a certain foreign leader, just compare them to the mustache man. Now, do you believe that the reason why American people are so sensitive to the comparison of the mustache man because of the amount of dollars that them folks invest into propaganda and invest into the American government to be able to implement and force elements of their culture into how we live our daily lives, to make it where everybody is forced their history down their throats, to where a lot of people embrace a lot of things that went on with them as if somehow it had to do with the entire United States when it didn't. And those people wouldn't have our back, if we were in a forest fire. I think that that's one of the things that goes on, is that certain people invest, they do a hostile soft takeover, use that hostile soft takeover to utilize the infrastructure that they have a lot of control over, and use that infrastructure over time to influence people's minds and influence people's thoughts, conditioning them to have sensitivities to their issues while downplaying their own issues, i.e., things like the civil rights movement that was co-opted. You know what I'm saying? So then now you hear certain trigger words. Oh, you're being compared to this person. Oh my God, I don't want to be compared to him. Why? Because some TPs said it. You know what TPs is, right? Some tunnel people. Some TPs said it. I'm not talking about the TPs that, you know, the native people and the pilgrims was dealing with. I'm talking about the other TPs, the tunnel people. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, if foreign ministers keep saying, yes, we will support Ukraine, but yes, we must also start a peace process, they'll neither get a strong Ukraine nor a peace process, he told the gathering of diplomats, foreign leaders, and executives. This is like being a foreign minister or a prime minister in the late 1930s and fighting that aggression. And what we know from what that is if you appease aggression, you get more of it. Now, this is interesting, right? And this is an interesting takeaway from this, right? Because let me ask you guys a question. When it comes to how we've been faring here in the United States, how we've been dealing with the United States, as far as our micro issues as a subsector of the American population, my question for you all is, would you say that we're appeasing our aggressors? If you guys would say that we're appeasing our aggressors, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would not say that we're appeasing our aggressors, then give me a thumbs down. What do you guys think? What's your thoughts on that? We appeasing aggressors, yes or no? You think we are? Give me a thumbs up. You think you're not? Give me a thumbs down. Let me know what you guys think. I think there's a possibility that we could be. You know what I'm saying? If there is a possibility that we could be, I'm going to need you guys to let me know how we're doing that and what the best course of action is to stop that. Because I think that if we are doing that, if we've come to the conclusion after examining what we do, and we come to the conclusion that we are doing that, then I think that that's something that we probably should stop doing. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Now, I want you guys to pay close attention to this, right? If there's ever another situation, which I'm sure there will be, especially with political season coming up, where we opt to turn on members only, this is why it's important for everybody to either be subscribed to my Twitter channel, because you can comment on Twitter and I can pull up the comments just like on YouTube. This is why I also need people to be subscribed to Twitch, because I can do that on Twitch. And that's why I need people to be subscribed to Facebook, because I can also do that on Facebook. I need you guys to subscribe to my Rumble, but I can't pull the comments up on Rumble. But on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, I can. So you'll still be able to interact, still be able to get your comments seen and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, you know, we got to take out the trash. But if the trash is willing to pay to continue to play, we ain't exactly the March of Dimes. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not subscribed to me on Twitter, make sure you guys take a moment and subscribe. It's at Base Reality 2. You can find me on Facebook and subscribe over there. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you guys want to do. Twitch, anybody that watches Twitch or you watch gaming or whatever, make sure you go check me out on Twitch. I don't post any content on Twitch. I just stream from there. So, you know what I'm saying? You can find all of those links, if you don't know where they are, in the Discord. Okay. So now here it says Lord Cameron also nodded as Radoslaw Sikorski, the Polish foreign minister, stood up and said, there is never a shortage of pocket chamberlains willing to sacrifice other people's lands or freedom for their own peace of mind. We shouldn't do it. Now, how many people heard about this World Economic Forum meeting in Davos? If you guys heard about this World Economic meeting in Davos, this World Economic Forum meeting in Davos, give me a thumbs up. If you guys didn't hear about the World Economic Forum meeting, then give me a thumbs down. That World Economic Forum meeting in Davos was weird. It was strange. Okay? Not too many people were talking about it, but it was weird. See, I'm gonna use my man over here, Pete Taylor, as an example. Shout out to Pete Taylor. See? So if you're on Twitter, you can comment and I can pull your comment up. So never fear. You know what I'm saying? If we got to do the members only thing, all y'all got to do is go over to Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So now we're going to talk about these French-supported questions. For French support being questioned. France is having a lot of issues. They can't maintain too much of anything. They're losing all their ties and connections in Africa. They were made to look really bad at the BRICS forum. Nobody wants them around anymore. The world is changing on a geopolitical scale. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree that the world is dramatically changing, it's no longer the world that it used to be, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, then give me a thumbs down. Okay. It came as France defense minister hit back at German accusations it had fallen short on supporting Ukraine. Sebastian Lecornu said a list compiled by the Kiel Institute, a German think tank, showing Paris 12th in terms of military deliveries was neither trustworthy nor viable. The tracker, last updated before Emmanuel Macron's latest promises of missiles and bombs, showed that Paris had provided just 544 million pounds. I'm sorry, that might be euros, actually. Euros in bilateral military aid to Kyiv since the start of the full-scale invasion almost 2 years ago. So now, mind you, right, when it comes to Ukraine, imagine this. We all complain, we're looking at Ukraine like, yo, this is crazy. Why are they getting so much money? They're getting money from everybody, man. They're getting this money from everybody. And shout out to Carlton. Carlton says the World Economic Forum determines what goes on in the world. I agree. Now, here goes my question, right? I'm going to start covering some of the World Economic Forum stuff that they have going on. Is that content that you all would be interested in? If you guys are interested in that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys are not interested in that, give me a thumbs down. And shout out to y'all for hitting that ×4 combo. Even if you're not interested right now, I think after the first couple times we talk about it, I think you'll be sold. I think you'll be sold because it's interesting. It's extremely interesting. Shout out to my man Cameron. Cameron trying to get that ×100 combo. Cameron trying to get that ×100 combo. Shout out to Cameron, man. Y'all got to support that man. So now here it says, in comparison, Germany was credited with promising 17 billion towards Ukraine's war effort. Now look at this. I want you guys to look at this graph, this chart right here. You guys see this? The countries pledging the most military aid to Ukraine. This right here, this bar here, these numbers down here, the x-axis, is in billions of euros. The y-axis is the country, okay? United States pledged, looks like about $45 billion or 45 billion euros to Ukraine. Look at how United States is the most aid. Germany is second, but a distant second. And then everybody else is negligible. Why are they giving away our money like that? Yeah, facts. Shout out to P. Taylor. P. Taylor said U.S. got all the money. Yeah, you would think so looking at this chart. You would definitely think so looking at this chart. So now here it says it's entirely based on promises and declarations, Mr. Lecornu said. You have certain countries which, for domestic political reasons, have made a lot of announcements, and then the promises have not been kept, or when they have been kept, it's with equipment that is sometimes faulty. He also lashed out at Germany for shying away from sending game-changing long-range missiles to Ukraine in a further escalation of the row between the EU's first and second largest economies. Germany refuses to deliver Taurus missiles, which are the equivalent of scalps, which are the real game changers, Mr. Lecornu said. And yet President Macron has announced a new delivery of 40 or so of these missiles. So now what it seems like, right, is that the reason why NATO is putting out this notice about a warning of all-out war with Russia in the next 20 years is because what it seems to me is that it seems like they're still expecting Ukraine to be fighting with Russia. And as long as that's still happening, what they're going to be doing is they're going to try to take as many of those tax dollars as they can and fund that war effort. You know what I'm saying? So now my question for you guys is, one, if this were to happen, are you prepared? Two, what would you do to get prepared? And three, do you see this happening and how do you see it playing out? All right. So I got more streams coming up. So shout out to everybody. Make sure that you guys are subscribed to all the channels. Make sure that you're subscribed to all of the social media. All right. If you're not a part of the Discord, take a moment, join the Discord. All right. I'm going to shout out everybody who sponsored the stream. Shout out to Miss Nisi. Make sure you guys show her some love for 5 months of membership support. And shout out to the whole green team for all that you guys do. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Miss Nisi again with the $5 super sticker. I definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Kevin with the $10 super chat. Definitely appreciate it. Make sure you guys leave some comments. Also, if there's, any other topics related to this or anything like this, make sure that you let me know what you want me to talk about. If you're on Twitter, you see something interesting, make sure that you tag me in it. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,
walk up in the life. Yeah, I'm really talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up, look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Don't believe me? Come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie. Now I'm on your local TV. Y'all on tour, got demons. Say she wanna come and see me when I'm in a local city. I'm like, pause though. Please step aside so they can see me. And I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. I'm the realest from my city. That's on money, that's on TV, that's on mamas. Niggas don't believe me, come and see me. I been dodging all that fake. All these niggas working broke, but I been getting paid. All that know me from the street. Flexing for what feature, that's like every other week. Talk behind my back, I kick my feet up, have a seat. Cause at the end of the day, all these watching me as I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up, look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like